Hello Press Start to Play forum users, this is Wahay, once again answering your questions in the third installment of Ask Wahay. We have a lot of questions, more so than ever, so let's get down to business. Faulty asks, were the babies tasty? I stick babies in ovens, but I don't eat them. I'm cool like that. Tavriel asks, what are my chances of passing English this term? Really easy, because English isn't hard. At all. Also, IX Rock, did you get the jersey in Amsterdam? My dad got it for me when he was on a business trip. About once a year he leaves the country for a business trip, and if the situation arises, gets me a soccer jersey. Because I really like soccer, even though I don't follow it. Sparkly Kiss asks, can we see your boobies? That is not a very ladylike question. Shame on you for even asking such a thing. Nathan Graves asks, what is your favorite metal band? I don't like more hardcore metal all that much. I'd much rather listen to soft rock and love songs. He also asks, what are your opinions of me? I think you were one of the first users I remember on the Press Start to Play forums. I don't know of you that much because it seems you're not on as often as you used to be. And by that I mean you're not on as often as you used to be. Last question, do I need more cowbell? The problem with the cowbell skit in Saturday Night Live is it parallels dangerously close to British humor, and that's no good. Except for Monty Python, the Holy Grail, because everyone likes that kind of British humor. Tavriel asks, what's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? I'm lacking the creativity to think of something funny with that. Faulty asks, who was in my room last night? Who the hell was in my bed, caps lock? You were in your room last night. You were in your bed. Sparkly Kiss asks, yet again, can we see your boobies? But now she used caps lock. Caps lock is cruise control for awesome. Ionis asks, what products do you use on your hair? I use cheap vanilla scented shampoo and cheap vanilla scented conditioner. Tavriel asks, always asking, do you have a dime to listen to me whine? No. Are we the waiting? No. Where you headed? Electric chairs. And are you in a hurry? No. Do nice guys finish last? No. Draka asks, would you f a sheep? If it was to save the world, I would. Faulty asks, is there anyone I know who isn't a ripoff or a parody? I'm never a ripoff or a parody, unless I'm whoring a fad. Have you ever written a joke answer in a test? One time when we were supposed to write the First Amendment of the Constitution, I wrote down the saying that you recite for Laser Quest, which is something like, I will not run, climb, or jump, I will not sit, kneel, or lie down, I will not cover any targets, I will not use offensive language, because that's something I remembered. Draka clarifies, I mean, if you were a sheep, would you f*** another sheep? Only if it had blue eyes. Tasku asks, where did you get that Silent Hill 3 poster? I got that out of an issue of EGM about 3 years ago. No, it must have been more than 3 years ago, because Silent Hill 3 is kind of old. I held on to it even before I played the series, and it turned out it'd be one of my favorite games in the future when I finally did play it, and I'm happy I kept the poster, because now it's in my dorm room. Ramirez asks, are you a man or a woman? Because I can't tell. Okay, you know what? Look. You cannot leave comments about people asking if they are a man or a woman. That is rude. You have no business doing that, and if I find out you're doing that with me or any of my friends on my YouTube channel, I'm going to go on the internet and I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you because you're being disrespectful. Mr. Ed asks, does Ramirez have a penis? Mr. Ed, that's an answer that only you and I can find by looking deep inside our hearts. Bassist asks, can you tell by someone's facial feature, their only facial feature, I guess, whether or not they are male or female? I can. By their only facial feature that they have, the one and only facial feature. Sparkly Kiss asks, do you think Shanson is sexy? Stop asking questions for Shanson. She can ask me herself. Daddy Spankalicious asks, giant fun bags with lots of spillover or smaller breast that fit nicely in your hand. I was going to make some joke about chicken breasts, but that's a little bit too obvious and there's no real talking around it. Tasku asks, what is your favorite video game soundtrack? Shadow of the Colossus is pretty epic. Maybe too epic. Oh man, that's a really good question. I thought about that question for a while, and I decided that the Silent Hill series has the most effective soundtrack in the sense of ambiance and whatever else. They do the best job conveying the emotions they need through audio. And my favorite, as far as music-wise, That may belong to Chrono Cross. Scratch that, Symphony of the Night. Drekka asks, there's a ninja in your attic, a pirate by your front door, and a samurai by your back door. What do you do? I'd guard my back door first because I don't want to feel pretentious by, getting caught in the back door by a samurai. Sparkly Kiss asks, what do you think of brass players? Stop asking questions for Shanson. Tescu asks, why is Link's Awakening your favorite Zelda? It's how I was introduced to the series, and looking back at the puzzles and the dungeons on a Game Boy Color, I played Link's Awakening DX, so Game Boy Color. I thought it did an amazing job for having limitations of a Game Boy. It still, I'd find out later, preserved the essence of everything we love about Zelda, and I thought the dungeons were inspiring, so whenever Marcus Dragon says that the dungeons in Zelda series aren't inspiring, it hurts my feelings. Because I think of how much fun I had with that Game Boy version, and he's ruining my childhood single-handedly each time he posts that. Faulty asks, what is your favorite song in Guitar Hero? In the first Guitar Hero, this is including the extra songs, he also said, I'd say All of This. It's my favorite one as far as difficulty, and I think it has a really catchy beat, if not the catchiest. Draka asks, where is Sarah Connor? But I don't catch that movie reference because I've never watched the Terminator movies. I'd have someone come into my room and explain that to me. Tavril asks, on a scale of 1 to how much does Lost suck? It could suck a lot. I've never seen it. Sparkly Kiss asks, when I say let's get physical, what do you think of? I read it and I think it says let's get a physical, like, oh boy, soccer season's about to start. That's really what I think. Tavril asks, where did the name Handicapped Hero come from and why did you pick it? This started out in 12th grade, near the beginning of the school year. It was the first homeroom, and someone left the name tags out from a teacher retreat. I was writing a bunch of stuff on them. One of them said something like, I am a Frito Bandito, and then I wrote the handicap guy sign on it without the sword. And then I looked at it and I thought, you know what, we need to make that guy more extreme in that little wheelchair, so I put a sword on him. And I thought, you know what? He looks like a handicapped hero. Like, he looks pretty epic with that sword, so I call him Handicapped Hero. I thought, you know what, that's just cool enough to use online. And I remember one time on DeviantArt, in a Shoutbox session, someone asked me why I had that, and I said it's just for fun. They said, oh, because I'm wheelchair bound, and I just, I was wondering. And it was just like the most awkward online situation ever. Fozman asks, can you do backflips? Have you even tried? 12th grade, in the senior room where we'd eat lunch by ourselves, we would try doing backflips on a soft mat, but I was always too scared to try it out. I'd just stand there in the position like this, like moving my fingers like I'm ready to go. Then I would always go, oh no, I can't. But I did spot my friend and he got to do backflip. Even though he almost killed himself, it's still sweet. NES Lolo asks, how much do you want for that Labyrinth poster? It is not for sale and I will show you why. Check out this tagline. I don't know if you can see it. It says, Labyrinth, where everything seems possible and nothing is what it seems. Oh, I just hit my head on the bed. Dang it. Well, I thought that typo was so funny that it had to go up in my room. Much to my roommate's disdain because he thinks it looks gay. And in his defense, it does look gay. But it's the funny gay, like the funny gay that all of our childhoods had. Okay, well that's about it for this video. Send me less questions next time so it won't be as long. And then the load time won't be as long. Okay, bye.